I may be down, but I'm not out. Tom Brady's never out. You broke the rules. You I broke the rules. You breaking the rules. You broke the rules. You broke the rules. How you found out I broke the rules? Yeah, you broke the rules. I'm commissioner. I can break the rules because you guys broke the rules before. But I didn't bust you enough. Just because you didn't bust us enough for breaking the rules, that doesn't mean you can break the rules busting us now. Both of you guys, I can do whatever I want. I'm breaking the rules. You, I'm Tom Brady. You, I'm the commissioner. I'll make up new rules. You guys, yours rules. Other rules.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
Help!
Here,
Oh.
take my hand.
Ah!
Come on. You're gonna fall unless you take my hand.
No, give me your other hand.
Oh, my other hand isn't strong enough. You take my little hand.
No! Get it away from me!
Take it. Take my hand.
Ah!
I only hope that one day you'll be able to draw strength from my weakness.
I wasn't aware I had this. This power.
Good morning, everybody. Can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? How the bloody hell are you? Hope you're well. Early morning draw stream. I've already been out for a constitutional. Hit a bit of a plateau in the old weight loss scheme. So that's it. I'm going on morning walks now. Gets you revved up to draw some comics. You are #seen. Thank you, Jake. I feel seen. I hear you and see you. Severely late, but surprisingly unmuted. I had my microphone was lying down over there, Mo, and I'm like, oh shit, I need that. So that's why I checked to make sure it was not muted. Yes, a rare non-mistake. So who came in first here today? I think it was Mo. Breaking the rules. David L. breaking the rules. Moromi breaking the rules. David Feed. Look at them all. Not one until this man here, Paulus Arts, stood up, said, count me. Stood up to the plate and got the job done. So he's going to be first in here. Where is it? There he is. 2 for the year. Nudge that over there. There he is. Camel needs to do a forward trailer, says Jay. What would a forward trailer entail? I don't know what that would be. Walking is good. Makes you feel good. I don't want to work out, you know? I don't want to sweat. That's gross. I might have to start lifting though. That sounds boring. And I don't want to hurt myself. I said hello to everyone there. David L, new member. Thank you very much, David L. I want to give you something for that. You've always been a generous supporter and a friendly face in these here chats.
Well, cheers, big ears.
Jake says lifting heavy things is really fun. Is it though? People say that. Lift heavy, bro. Do you even lift, bro? No, I don't. I could. I'm very strong. I'm like a thoroughbred. What? No first? No, you were incorrect, Jake. 1 week is enough to make a new trailer and do everything else last minute right. Yeah, well, that's what I did. I was up till 2 a.m. the night before working on my trailer, maybe even 3. You just do what you do. What's up, Citizen Ronan? What's up, Jolly? Creative Welshman, super first. The Bogan first. Yeah, that counts. Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Very important. I hear it's important. We got Jake in the house. It's Courtney. Hey, you Bladen Bancroft. What's up, Courtney? Over on Rumble. Thank you for hanging out. I am still Bladen Bancroft, despite having not bladed. Is that the term? Is that the past? In a little while. Levi Skeen is here. Matt LaRock digs the cartoons. I do too. The forehead does arrive. Zombie Boy's here. Bancroft is the forehead. I am indeed. All right, I'm a bit far behind here, but that's all right. I'll scroll down. I've got some coloring to do. I rang the bell and I regret it most days. Hey, past Master Dan. I saw Dan for the first time in a little while over on, where were we? Aaron's? Was it in Aaron's chat? It was in someone's chat yesterday and I saw past Master Dan and I was happy to see him. Citizen Ronan says, Bancroft, rollerblading is the best all-over cardio and strength activity. That is 100% true. Better than swimming. Better than rowing. What is it better? It's, you know why? Because it involves core in everything. Every movement involves the core. So, and also there's an anecdote. Kylie Minogue, back when they were making Street Fighter 2, this is going way back. Kylie Minogue, the famous Australian actor and singer. I did say hi. You probably didn't see it there. Asked Jean-Claude Van Damme, how do you keep such firm buttocks? And he said, rollerblading. And that's the secret to my success. And she very famously, in her 40s, was going around in hot pants, swiveling that thing. You do look a lot slimmer. I am a lot slimmer. I'm a good 5 kilos lighter than I was 2 months ago. You talk nonsense, says Johnny Rando. Take it from me, ex-co-captain of the swim team. The swimmers do have, like, there's a thing, the swimmer's body. I'm not talking about results. Trust me, I don't know very many rollerbladers that have a swimmer's body. I'm just talking about the raw statistics here. Is that why Fruity Toots are always so buff? Maybe out on the beach they are, not the ones I knew. What's up, Not Valley? Never say firm buttocks again, Bancroft. I also did this when I said it. Casey knows a quick way to list 40 to 50 pounds. Good for you, says Courtney. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I have a long way to go, though. My BMI is still 27. But I have always felt like I'm a bit, because when I was younger, I was always very athletic. So I always felt like my BMI was high because, as they say, muscle weighs more than fat. But I don't know how much muscle is left. I don't know. It's all buried. All right, where the hell is this file? What are we working with here? As you know, I like to do things that I can actually do and hold a conversation on these things. So I decided, you know what? The highlights, we're back at it. We've been here before, we'll be here again. But at least I can keep up with the chat. If you have any questions or queries, if you'd like to discuss anything. No topic is no topic is out of bounds. I just might not answer you. I might just move on. The campaign is going very well. Let's check in on that. I got the thing up here. I just did a sync refresh. It's all Victoria Bitter now. I haven't had a beer in... Actually, no, I lie. I did have one. That was about a month ago. But before that, it was probably Christmas. 238 backers over on Fractured Mind. Thank you to everyone. If you haven't backed yet, get on it. What are you waiting for? You know? You only live once. YOLO. This is kind of hard to see. I need to ramp this up a bit. Let me brighten things up here because this guy, I drew him a bit dark for some reason. Does Barry Manilow know you raid his wardrobe? What Barry don't know won't hurt Barry. You know? Very few people know we have Don Chin to thank for all that. Don is the one who sent me the original pirate shirt. And out of the blue, too. And I didn't even know who sent it. I was just like, I got a package. I open it up. It's a pirate shirt. Like, who sent me this? I even tweeted out, who sent me this shirt? And then through investigations, we found out it was Don. And then Don became for a while there, became my costume giver guy. He sent me the Pharaoh. He sent me, what else did he send me? He sent me a bunch of stuff. Which I've saved as screen grabs if ever I want to show that off for whatever reason, which I might do one day. Some of them only got one wearing because they were a little complex. Henry said he had a beer last night, then he decided to have 5 more. Yeah, I got a bit of a beer gut. That was probably a large part of my demise. I was having a drink every time I streamed, and it wasn't good. Screen crabs sounds itchy. Screen grabs. Screen grabs. Got some Ella butt there. There's a bit of Ella buttage in Fractured Mind. For any of you butt guys out there, or gals. I mean, who doesn't like a good posterior? We don't need that. All right. Just double checking. I have missed something. Mine was the monster, says Jake. I've quit the sugar gloop. Let's see how long I last. Yeah, you really don't need that, Jake. Have you thought about non-sugar alternatives to wean yourself off, like Coke Zero or something? I do partake in that, even though Mel says it's giving me brain cancer. But I say a man has to have a vice, you know? Otherwise, what's the point? As the wise, what was his name? Bert. As the wise Bert once said, a spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down. Very important. Very important lesson. Great movie. Way too much art out there. Arts for days even, says Pastor Master Dan. Yeah, Levi's ski cannot lie. David L, day one back at 2327. I appreciate it, David. I appreciate you. Scotch occasionally, says Jake. Very good man. Yeah, I'd forgotten I had a bottle. I think my dad got it for me on Christmas. A while back. I think it's I don't know how to pronounce it. Loughlin. And I think it's a 16 year. Older than my daughter. All right, why is this not selecting everything? Get in there. Come on. It's going to be an annoyance. Come on. There we go. Got there in the end. Coke Zero is my new crack. Don't tell Jason. Yeah, that one. No, Lagavulin. No, not Lagavulin. No, is that it? It looks like that, Baromi. Looks like something like that. It is very addictive, Angela. But you don't want to overdo it. Just a little taste, you know? At the end of the day is a treat. Or maybe in the afternoon. Not in the morning. Definitely not in the morning. All you need in the morning is a cup of tea. Zero would give me a gout attack. I have to choose wisely. Ooh. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, the people who go like cold, no sweet at all. I mean, that's got to be rough. That looks like Batman's face next to Ella in the bottom panel with red hair. Batman's face. Oh, it does. Yeah, look at that. We got a little Batman in here. Oh my god. I could draw hang on. Draw another. All right, we won't be doing that. Oh, damn it. Now I got rid of my selection. Soda is full of acid. Is that a bad thing? Is acid a bad thing? That's a genuine question. Isn't our body full of acids? It's like, is that like saying, you know, oh, that's full of chemicals? Yeah, but everything is literally a chemical, you know? Literally everything is a chemical. Water is a chemical, you know? In a way, of a sort. Passmaster Sedan just says, love black licorice. Who doesn't? Can you trust people who don't love black licorice? We have amazing black licorice here. Do you like soft black licorice? I like both. I like hard, like the sort of more harder stuff, and also that soft, chewy goodness. My boss, her, I think, sister-in-law actually makes licorice. She makes this amazing friggin' chocolate coated soft black licorice. and it is death. It's so good. Like licorice will lead the way. Battery acid, yes. Mixing different acids isn't good, says Moromi. All right. Keep that in mind. I'll try not to mix my acids. How will I know if I'm mixing acids, though? That's the $1,000,000 question. You never think about this when you're young. You know, you never. The way I'm losing weight is I'm just counting every single thing I put into my body, which sounds boring, but actually I treat it like a game, it's like a quest, you know, with milestones, and I'm on a journey. And even if I don't lose weight over any particular time period, I'm like, that just means the quest gets to last longer. I have something to shoot for, because that's what happens. Sometimes you reach a goal of something and then you're like, now what do I do? Like that happens when you fulfill your book. You're like, I'm done fulfilling. Everyone's got it. You know, people like it. Awesome. It's amazing. And you're like, what do I do now? What now? My quest is over. I need a new quest. That's how I look at it anyway. Way to totally ignore your Rumble, Pete's Bancroft. Rumble is in the thing. Oh, no, it isn't. I'm looking on the wrong one. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't looking. I was just looking at the YouTube one. You are right. Courtney is over there. She says, haven't had a drink in over 8 years now. Congratulations. But I smoke lots of crack. Ugh. And Ella must rollerblade with that butt. She works out. She does a dream workout. Okay, Moromi has the lowdown. When the soda mixes with stomach acid, it expands the stomach, making you hungry. I haven't experienced that personally. But I'll take your word for it. I mean, I don't drink much. I drink a lot less than I once did. And I never drink like sugary, as in like full Coke or anything like that. I can't now. I'm at that age, you know, when how grandparents have their own different kinds of lollies. You would call them candies. I'm at that age now. It's like some things are just too sweet. It comes on fast. You think, yeah, oh yeah, I like that. I love that. Give me that. And then you eat it and your teeth hurt. And then you're like, oh, was it always so sweet? And then you realize, oh, I'm just an old man. Does time dilate in a lucid dream? I haven't really thought about that. I know there's very unusual time things in dreams. I haven't quite figured it out. You can have dreams that seem to last forever, and then you wake up and it was just, you know, that night. It'd be really interesting to sort of play around with, but I haven't brought it into the story at all. So that'd be another complication. Just buy new teeth. That's something. Remember, people used to do that as a present. Was that you telling us that, Jake? That you would buy a gift for like a young lady to get a whole new set of teeth? Courtney says she can never quit sugar. I'm totally addicted. It replaces everything she used to enjoy. Put some sugar on me. Get some sugar on it. We know what to get Courtney for a birthday present. Sugar inflames your joints. Remember, it seemed to go on for a long time. Remember how fat was the big enemy? And then it turns out, oh no, fat's actually really good for you. And then they say that was the sugar industry doing that, which it probably was. Cut out sugar, cut out a lot of joint pain. I luckily don't have any joint pain. I've been blessed on that front. I know a lot of people suffer with that. Which is really weird because, I mean, I gave my bloody body an absolute shellacking in my youth. No thought for the coming winter. But it's crazy. Mal has more joint pain than I do. And, you know, I spent most of my teen years and all of my 20s, the entirety, jumping off things, crashing, landing, hitting everything. I think what happened is I just calcified everything and all got numb. At least that's what I tell myself. Jake says, I got Raisin Bran here in the US. I was excited to get healthy. Turns out that even that is coated in sugar. That is crazy. I hear their cereal is particularly bad. But I mean, anything wheat-based in the US is already contaminated. The wheat itself, before it's so heavily processed that it doesn't matter what you add to it. It's had so many extra chemicals and folates and processes done to it that it's not even worth it. I was strengthening them. Exactly. Like my knees, I think my knees are just fused. You know? They move, but Mel says they don't look like normal knees. They're all thick. Like they've just I've got thick knees. That's something I have to live with. You know? Just the knowledge that your wife is never going to go around to anyone and brag to anyone about their husband's knees. It's like, oh, my husband has the best knees. Never going to happen for me. It's something I just have to deal with. I have something I have to live with every day. Did you see the covers I revealed today? No, I don't think I did. I saw you posting just like close-ups of art. But I don't think I saw the full things. I'll see them later, I'm guessing, on Creative Block. Katie did in the chat. Hello, Michael. Congrats on your successful launch. Hope it continues to go. Thank you very much, as do I. Up to 2 away from 240 backers, which is amazing. We're less than a week in. Fan-bloody-tastic. I really got to figure out stretch goals. But to do stretch goals, I got to talk to the printer, see how much things cost. I'm going to figure out the money. So I know how much Eric Weathers costs. But I really want to see, if possible, I can get some UV spot involved with that all that glass. I mean, it's like it's begging for it. It's begging for it. So we'll see. But yeah, there's usually minimums attached to spot gloss. So I'll as long as it's feasible, I'll do it. Otherwise, I have to think of something else. What else is there? I mean, I can do trading cards, which I mean, I love trading cards. I want to do that. But I'm more thinking about adding cool things to the book, if possible, which it isn't always possible. There's only so much you can do. Creative Block is on Narwhals tonight, and there might be a special guest coming on. Did my icon change for 3-year membership? No, I haven't done that yet, Jim. Thank you for reminding me. The last time I was looking, I was like, what do I do? I want to make something special. What do I do? I should do a post, a members post, and ask you guys. I know I am a slacker, but I don't know what to do. I don't know because that's a big thing. That's a huge thing. I don't want it to be crap. And then I got distracted with comic stuff and whatnots. But thank you for reminding me. I do have to do that. I'm certainly very special, says Jake. Yes. So the topic I think tonight is randomness in storytelling, which is appropriate given, Pear is like the most random guy any of us probably know. How does that bleed into storytelling? I guess we'll tune in and find out. 5 months till I hit 3 years, says David. Oh, wow, it's crazy. Thank you very much, by the way, everyone. Whether you're new or have been here through thick and thin, that is nuts. Fractured Mind wouldn't exist without the members. Like it wouldn't have. I wouldn't have had the money to put forward. The cash up front to pay Rod. So thank you. Thank you to all the members, and thank you to all the gifters. You quite literally make it happen. Michael's talking about his weight, thick and thin. Dude, it's painful. The last 2 weeks, it just hasn't moved. I'm totally plateauing. It sucks. But as Rocky says, it ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving. I just have to keep listening to him and believing. That's how winning is done. That's how winning is done. I listen to that all the time, actually. What's up, Sumo? Putting Rod's kids through college. Jay says Bancroft's knees would have gotten a lot thicker if he had to pay Rod himself. Oh my God. When Mo is slacking, Jay is picking it up. Sumo's here to help as well. One of my favorite scenes out of all movies, says Cranberry Langers. Yeah, I was in Wellington when it came out. And a bunch of us skater boys, we went to go see it. We were there for the X Air, which was a fantastic comp that they used to put on in New Zealand. And anyway, so I went to go see it, and I was just so blown away. I mean, you're always a Rocky fan, but that's probably my favorite movie. I watched it, my favorite Rocky movie. I watched it a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, I had to go back the next day just to see that scene. I had to. I was just so blown away by it. Sumo said, I thought he was going to say one of my favorite chat members. Of course you are, Sumo. Who else would be? I love good movie monologues. You can't really do that in a comic. You can't have a monologue in a comic because it'd be too long. Like if you ever actually read a monologue, it's a lot of words, and you'd end up looking like friggin' what's his name, Bemis? Not Bemis, Bennis. What's his name? Not Henry Bemis. Who's the guy, the bald guy? He loves to write novels in his comics. Like interviews. Well, yeah, that's different. Even the interviews pale in comparison to how long a proper good movie monologue would be. Pale in comparison. How dare you, sir? What's his name? Who's that guy? Is it Bennis? Is it Bennett? Tom King is like that as well, I think. Not quite sure. That's another movie I love that I watched just recently. Fantastic monologues in that. Lincoln. Great monologues. Not even just monologues, but just like little scenes as well. With fantastic writing in that movie. And they're in the Congress, and the guy Tommy Lee Jones character insults this dude, like because his name is Wood, and he says a perfectly named obstructive inanimate object. Brian Michael Bendis. Bemis Bendis. You see what I'm saying? Thank you. And the guy says, how dare you? I always say that. The dialogue in Gladiator is another one. Gladiator, classic dialogue. I played. What did I still have that clip? Did I get rid of it? I probably got rid of it. Where is it? Yeah, I probably did. No, I've got it here. I still got it here.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor. At my signal, unleash hell.
Not many words, but all perfectly chosen. Joaquin Phoenix, I didn't know this until I watched an interview. He apparently was hadn't done movies, or he'd only done small movies or something. He just wasn't a very big actor at the time when he did that. And he was kind of like, super nervous, freaking out a little bit. Russell Crowe, also a bit of he's like a rising kind of star. He absolutely nailed it. Like that scene where he's screaming at his sister. That's classic. Isn't it Joaquin? Joaquin? That's how he says it. Joaquin. Yaku. Richard Harris is in it. I mean, that whole Richard Harris scene in the tent is just like insanely quotable. The Scream wasn't directed. No, I know. I've seen, and like she was absolutely terrified. She was like, ah. she said that she was supposed to be looking at him, but she was so scared she just couldn't look at him, and it ended up making it better because she was actually like scared of him. Joaquin. Thank you, Joaquin. That sounds better. What did I say? Yaquin? Joaquin. What a weird name. Now you say that like, oh, you can't even say Joaquin. What the hell bloody name is Joaquin? Is that a thing? Like, has anyone ever met anyone else in the history of the world with that name? Joaquin and River? I mean, come on. Let's get real here, people. It's Spanish. You know I don't speak Spanish. Dang hippies. You're telling me, Angela. Has he been in a Tarantino movie yet? I'm surprised if he hasn't, because he's like a bit of a prodigy. Also, Daniel Day-Lewis probably wouldn't have either, but that's not really his style, I don't think. Daniel Day-Lewis needs to be like the linchpin of the film, whatever he's in. Now try pronouncing the name Ceres. That's that chick, yeah? I don't know how to pronounce that. I saw that the other day. I didn't know what it was. Were you referencing the Anchorman? Yes, I have it right here. I have everything. I think I have it here. Did I probably deleted that too because I never used it. What? You know I don't speak Spanish. Yeah, no, I did have that for ages, but I don't anymore. Got rid of it. R.I.P. River says Woodrow. I remember when he died. I was in year 7. Didn't know who he was. I mean, I think I'd watched. Stand By Me at that time, but I didn't know who he was. You know, all the girls were crying. What are you crying about? I'm saying all of them. You know, 15 of them were huddled together. It's like a scene from a movie. Like, what's happening? They're like, River Phoenix died. I was like, who? They're like, yeah, get out of here. I was very popular with the ladies back then. Angela says, I crushed on River big time. Well, I mean, he was super young. No one knows what he would have ended up like. I'm not saying it's a good thing he died. I'm just saying when you die that young, you sort of get immortalized. Sumo also has a so how are you supposed to pronounce that weird name? And where's it from? Is that like Welsh? Is that Irish? What is that? It's got to be something like that, doesn't it? It's like these bloody artists with their weird names. It's a friggin' epidemic. Just get a normal name. Would you? If you're going to be on my internet alongside me, get a normal name, please. What does it take? Like Sharon? Exactly. Shazza. Bazza, Shazza and Bazza. Real names. Easy to pronounce. Or Sarah. Bancroft is a weird name. You think so? I always felt like it was a bit rare. You know, it's not Smith or Johnson or anything else. But actually, I see quite a lot of us. There's actually a lot of Michael Bancrofts. Whoever was a Bancroft, they decided that Michael goes really well with it. So many of us. But I'm the biggest on YouTube of all the Michael Bancrofts. I've done the most work. And there's a few of us on here. Let's figure this out. There's a Bancroft Street I pass by sometimes. Yeah, they're everywhere too. I think Bancroft sounds... It has a bit of a highfalutin sound to it, you know? I'll never forget. Was it a vet, I think? I was at a vet getting my rats looked after. And this woman saw my name and she went, "Oh, wow. Michael Bancroft. You sound like a famous author. You should write books." I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. I'm going to get on that. And I did. I wonder if that's where my storytelling all started. Some vet. I always think of Bancroft when I pass the Lucent exit on the I-470. There's a Lucent exit. It's so funny. Lucent was such a good name to use because it's a real word. But people just don't use it anymore. So it's kind of... It's kind of like we get it now, you know? Lucent exit sounds like a dream. I know, right, Angela? Angela, you got accused of having never read the Lucent the other day. Who made that accusation? I think it was Jolly. You gonna answer for your crimes? I said she's got it. I sent it to her. I can't really say anything. I've done the same thing. I've got books here that I've had for years and I haven't read. And then people say, like, "Oh yeah, you got to read that one. It's great." So then now I've got to go dig them out and find them and actually read them. As opposed to non-lucent or unclear. Well, lucid and lucent are different words. Lucent technically means shining, illuminated. The room was lucent with candlelight. As I said, it's an archaic word. It's taken from Latin to shine. Jolly is accused all kinds of things, all true. Fatal is another one, Maromi. I flicked through it. I said, this looks great. And then I put it on the pile and I just haven't read it yet. But I figure I'm still waiting for my all my other Clint Stoker books. I'm going to read them all together. That's what I figure anyway. I'm totally just doing the same thing over and over again here. I think that's it for now. Yep. Save that. Angela says, I haven't read Lost Pages because I lost them. I need a badum pum ching. Fatal is fun. Charlie's art is so unique and dynamic. Yeah, Charlie is a crazy artist. Amazing. Stupendous. Stupendo. Fantastic artist. Oh, Charlie. Ambidextrous too, which is an odd thing to be, but we don't hold that against him. Boo this woman, says Jay Ryan. I looked up, Jolly says, finally an adult in the room to Jay Ryan. I look up and Jay said, believe all Jollies. Angela says, haven't read Lost Pages 3 or Wraith of God? Reading now. Yeah, absolutely do. Both great books. Wraith of God. Actually, I rate all of Aaron's stuff as just spectacular. Kit Carter as well is a must read. Read Kit Carter. The Lost Pages 3 was focused on Krim, who isn't my favorite character out of all the Lost Pages. I like the people. I like the silhouette. The black matte seems interesting to me. But I know I get like a lot of people love Krim. I was never super into the kind of big brawling type characters. This wasn't ever really my thing. Gotta run, says Courtney. Much love to all. Johnny says, I've been poring over Groken 3 for a week. It's simply stunning. Oh, dude, I can't wait. I've got to get in touch with RJ and see what my how much my packages weigh and see if I can't get something sent out. Surely there's a bunch there by now. Because I feel like I'm missing out at this point. I think there's King Cryptid. I think there's Downcast. I hope. There's Groken 3. There's a bunch of stuff that's come out. Henry says, Angela, we rib because we care. And Angela says, life has been happening. As in, she's busy doing other things. That's what they say, isn't it? Isn't that a lyric from a song? Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Ain't that the truth? We've got 25 beautiful people watching. Thank you very much for being here. Please do like the stream. Remember to like it. It always helps. Thank you for being here in the chat. Looking for 2 backers to get to 240, and then it's a push to 250. And 250 feels like a nice big number. Seen a lot of promotion for Kenneth's project. Yeah, I mean, Kenneth doesn't really YouTube. He just works and he gets his stuff out, and he's so good that he can get away with that. You know, other people are happy and thrilled actually to promote for him because he is that good. And It took me a while. I was confused with the first one, but I just needed the second one to sort of get a grounding, get a handle on the story. And then when I did, I was like, oh, I friggin' love this. So I'm super excited to read the third one. And now he's already got the fourth sign up page ready to go. It's all happening. It's going to be, but when it's all said and done, it's going to be an absolute epic. Generational talent. That is true. Yeah, no one can do it the way Kenneth does it. So that's what I always say. I always use Kenneth as an example. Unless you're Kenneth Roquefort, you know, you got to get out there and promote. Because how many of us are Kenneth Roquefort? There's only one. As far as I'm aware. Like, there are other people where the art is just so mind-blowingly incredible. I'm thinking Louis LaRosa is another guy. But apparently he's like years behind. I don't know if it's years, but a long way behind, which just doesn't surprise me, you know. It was the same thing with Rob Willis. Like, yeah, it's kind of, I'm not saying Louis LaRosa isn't going to come through. I think he is, but it just takes so long at that level of quality, at that level of detail. That it's like, maybe, you know, most people who draw like that, who are that good and are that detailed, they should just do like what Rob does. He just does covers, and that's great, perfect. But Kenneth actually gets his books out pretty quickly, and it's mind-blowing. Maromi says, I don't think I'm getting a sketched here on 4. Did you get more than one? Have you gotten them on previous ones? They're pretty amazing. All right, you're done. You're done. Hey, this guy had a mohawk I didn't like. Got rid of his mohawk. Because he didn't have a mohawk on the other page. I was like, he wouldn't have just, I mean, I know it's a dream, but, you know, it's just growing a mohawk in the middle of a fight, you know. There has to be some sort of, there has to be some consistency here. There has to be some rules. Otherwise, what are we? Was it Rob? A black Rob. It was Blob. It was Brob. Kenneth was really nice when I did that ink sketch of his lady character. And Kenneth is... I mean, I don't like to... I say it very tongue-in-cheek, obviously, because I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to make Kenneth uncomfortable. But I do actually sometimes think when I'm going to think when I want to say something, but I don't. I say, what would Kenneth do in this spot? You know, a bit like what would Jesus do? But obviously, I don't want to like Kenneth isn't Jesus. But I'm just saying, like, I do. He's just nice and professional, and you know. Hey, Mr. Rod Looper. We don't get to play it enough, Rod. I love it when you pop in here.
Hey, what is that? It's an inanimate carbon rod!
Oh, they were just about to show some close-ups of the rod.
Here it comes. Well, I am coloring Rod's. Sorry, I got Rob on the brain here. Beautiful art here. This is page 9. Rod. Why do I stop calling him Rob? Rod complimented me on my short earlier, saying, "I like how you know where to put the highlights, you know." And I thank you for that, Rod. Also, it's just I just get in there and see what works, and you know, if it looks good, close enough, like yeah, that works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does. I mean, you do kind of get a bit of a rhythm going. And like I said in that short, you're trying to accentuate and add depth and sort of, you know, drama to the line art. Tie it all together, you know. Dinner and watching you coloring. Oh, that's amazing. Hope you're having a good dinner. I'm going for about another 5 minutes or so, and then I have to get to work. Bancroft is torn between his two lovers. They have such the same name. Rod and Rob. Together at last. Imagine if they ever met. Yeah, singularity. Paula says, I think of Bancroft for personality. Yeah. No one's ever said that before. Usually they say, does Bancroft have a personality? And usually that's people who know me personally in real life saying that. And it's usually because I don't really get in for the small talk all that much. Annoys people. It was meant to be at professionalism, but my phone is gay. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, no one ever said, oh, Bancroft, what a personality. I do try to keep it professional. You know, everyone's out there giving their opinions, getting into arguments. I'm like, I have opinions. You're just not going to hear them. In the same way, someone asked me, like, why don't you give more opinions? And I said, do you remember when Robert De Niro, I'm not saying I'm Robert De Niro, but like, you know, like actors come out and give really strong opinions on things, and then you're like, oh, you're a dickhead. That's sort of how I think. I think, you know what? I would just rather let my comics speak for me. You get a sort of a sense of what I'm about than me trying to tell others what to do. Because I appreciate that in others. You know, Kenneth Rocafort, for example. I let Groken speak for Kenneth. That's all I need. Rod says, I think the same. That's why I like working with Rod. Never have to wake up worrying what Rod has said on Twitter today. Never a concern. Oh, God, what's Rod up to on Twitter? Never happened. Never will happen. Sometimes you just got to draw some hands big, Bancroft. Been trying, Jay. Mel says, this is why I don't have a channel. I have strong opinions on most things. Yeah, Mel and I are exact opposites like that. Like whenever you're around Mel, you're just on a countdown to when she's going to say something that's going to offend someone. It doesn't offend me, but you know, people are easily offended. Strong opinions are popular. That is true. That is true. But when you give strong opinions, you got to be out there sort of defending them. I don't have time for that nonsense. I've given opinions in the past. That's all I need. You know what I think. Sounds like a good woman then. A fantastic woman. The best woman. Especially if you see like recently how women have just gone like radical left, you know. They're getting harder to find. These good women. All right. I think maybe just a little bit of him. We're good. White liberal women are insane. I mean, I think they actually are. Like that's what all the studies are saying. They're actually insane, or they have disorders and mental issues and stuff. And they're only getting worse, and they're only diverging more and more from other people and reality. You know, and they're kind of taking us all down with them, which is the bad part. But the studies are insane, and it's like they blame everyone else, but I mean, they're the ones who have changed. You look at all the graphs and everything, it's like, yeah, you were the guys who have like become this over the last few decades. It's pretty crazy. Jim, you still like her even though she doesn't feed you as much now? You're looking a bit thin in the face. No, I've taken control of my feeding. She does still make me dinner and stuff, but I tell her what I can have. Whereas previously, it's just like, you know, she's making me stuff. But thank you for noticing. I am down 5 kilos and looking to lose a lot more. Rod with some words of wisdom. Exactly. When you give strangers opinions, you have to spend energy defending that opinion. And sometimes in just a few years, your opinion changes and it stays there with us. Yeah, that is very true. I've said some outlandish stuff on the internet that I no longer agree with, but it's still on the internet. And that's just how it is. And we're all, despite what people say, we're all hypocrites in one way or another, you know. That's a thing. Like we all have our biases and our prejudices. And the internet is a fantastic medium for collecting all of that and putting it all together. Yeah. It's what it is. Again, I just refer back. What would Kenneth do? Just draw your comic, work on your comic, get it out there, make people happy. And then if you need to rant to your wife. You get it out of your system and everyone's happy. Yes, people need to know the internet is forever. It is true. All right, got a couple pages done there. I think I need to do highlights on the silhouette. I've already done it on the hair anyway, so. Good. Getting through it. I've got a spreadsheet where I'm marking all of this down so I know exactly what I need to do, and I'm giving myself like deadlines to get it done in. So hopefully that'll make sure everything comes together. You just wait, Mr. Looper. These pages are going to sing. They're going to sing. If you haven't, if you are here and you haven't backed, please do consider backing. You can get in for the low price of just $15 now. But get Nash Can. It's only another $5. Get both covers. It's only another $10. Get in there. So proud, says Rod. You should be. All right, everybody. That is going to be it for me. I don't know if anyone else streams at this time. Let me check. See if anyone else is live. I'm going to do a raid. A redirect. K-pop is live. John's Longbox and Death Metal Hero. You know what? I haven't raided into K-pop in a while. Kicking it with Barricade Brigade. There you go. All right, everybody. I'll see you later over on Creative Block. Sounds like it's going to be a fun old time. Until then, have a good one. Bye.
Perth made an Australian video, and I wasn't even in it.
Emotional damage.